Alright, what's up people, and welcome to this new episode of my Minecraft series. And today's going to be a bit of a different episode because we need to get stuff done, and I feel like the 20 to 30 minute episode length format is limiting us on the amount of mining time that we truly need. So what the plan is to go down into the mine below us, right down here, and do some branch mining at a level where coal usually spawns, because that is the thing we are short on. Everything else, we're good on iron, good on gold, good on diamond, lapis, you name it. It is just coal. So what today will be a lot of off-camera mining. So I'm doing this intro now so that off-camera I can do all of the branch mining, and then I can join back with the video for us to, reap the rewards of this mining session that I'm going to do off camera with the Fortune 2 pickaxe, wherever it's gone. I literally just had it. It's in my inventory already. Good. And hopefully we will, like I say, reap the rewards of this off camera mining that we're going to do within this episode. So that's the plan for this one. So I'll check back in with you once some progress has been made with the branch mining project that we're doing today. So yeah, I'll check back in with you then. See you soon. Okay, so status update. This this large mining expedition to fix our coal situation has been mostly successful, despite what it looks like right now. We found many veins of coal. Now, part of me was tempted to use the fortune pick that I have on these, but another part of me just feels like that pickaxe should be saved for diamonds. Because obviously diamonds are way more valuable, and obviously we need an abundance of coal, but not as desperately. Diamonds are just more valuable in total. Plus, after doing just a bit of this branch mining off camera for half an hour, we've managed to find quite a few veins of coal, which we're going to go back and get. For example, this little ravine here that has tons, but I'll take you back to the chest so I can just show you my sheer busy bee. So I've been that way and that way, tons of coal either direction, so we're just going to collect whatever we're able to. We'll do this way first though. But yeah, it was kind of quite nice, therapeutic to do this off camera, just zone out and put on a podcast and crack on. Now obviously I didn't really mine many of the coal. I wanted to do that part on camera to prove that I have been busy at work off camera. I've been a good boy doing my homework. But yeah, so it's been quite successful in finding the coal that we need. So let's try and get down, shall we? I don't know if I want to go proper caving today, but I definitely want to grab all the coal that I've found, that's for sure. So, and bang, and then there's that over there. Is there more? I think there's probably more around here somewhere. So I did make a lot of torches for myself when I went down, which is partially why we're in dire straits for more coal. So it's a good thing we did find what we did just now. I'll just drop down. Ah! Didn't mean to drop down that far. And here comes, you can tick that off on the bingo card for this episode, guys. About to make a broken ankle joke, I was, once again. Can't help it. It's my favourite joke to make. Almost as funny as that joke called My Life. Ha, self-deprecating jokes. Very funny. Real knee slapper, that one. But yeah, it's quite fun to just go back to basics. I still really enjoy branch mining. I know it's not the preferred way to look for minerals in the ground these days in this game, but I actually am quite fond of that technique still, even though it doesn't yield all the results that it used to, as proven that we needed to go to different levels for each type of mineral, which makes sense in the world because obviously the different levels of elevation in the ground is where different like diamonds and iron and different minerals would end up residing. So it does just make more sense. And I think that I said this before, I do think the caves update is a very underrated update for the game, because it does feel like caves are much more exciting to explore than they used to be. which is good because that was part of the reason why branch mining became so popular, because caves weren't that exciting to explore in this game as maybe they used to be. Do I put a torch? I may as well. I mean, I have enough coal to make more, so I might do that. Oh, yeah, there's the coal. I just passed it. But now that the caves are generated in a more creative fashion, it does reward the player for exploring a cave rather than just doing the branch mining thing. Because I've said before, back in the day, branch mining, which is what I've been doing today, it's quite a frowned upon way to grab like minerals, but it is kind of very effective at the best of times. So wow, that bow is still so bloody good. I don't want to venture too far. I want to show you what other stuff I got when I was doing my branch mine, but yeah. So, ooh, a few different like branches. I might come back to this or something. I don't know. I mean, I can have a little nosy round. It looks like dead ends. Anyway, I mean, there's coal up there. I'll probably come back for... No, yeah, I'll grab it now. We're on the hunt for coal, so I don't see why we should procrastinate grabbing it whenever we see it. Okay. And up we go. Bang. Just need to not set off this gravel from falling on me, because it's going to be a dangerous spot if gravel does fall on me. Like that. I'll just do this just to be safe. There we go. But yeah, I've stated ad nauseum on this series how I used to play this game all the time, and basically I'm a veteran Minecraft player. Basically, in this series that you're watching is me trying out the game again and seeing what I've missed, because there have been a lot of updates since I've played regularly, and I did play like very regularly when I was younger. So coming back to it for this series is quite fun, because I'm experiencing a lot of new things for the first time in this game. Well, not new now, but is new from my perspective, having not experienced stuff like copper and netherite necessarily. And even though netherite was around before I stopped playing, I never really did a proper solo world like this in an extremely long time. Like I hopped in and out of the game off and on since I stopped playing consistently, but this series is the first time where I'm fully getting stuck in and trying out all the new features since a lot of these updates started coming out. So it's quite fun actually. Like, I missed out on the like a lot of the updates that passed me by since, stuff like when the bastions were introduced, like when like I said, when the Caves and Cliffs update was a thing. Oh, coal, here we go. Exciting. So it's nice to actually sit down and like try out a survival world and really try and get stuck in and do all the things that the game has to offer these days. That's kind of why I started this series, is so that I can indeed get into it and really try and make a go of it, try and defeat the Ender Dragon eventually, try and do the Wither. There's now this thing called the Warden as well that I've missed on. There's all these things I want to try and experience now that I'm back and I'm in it for like the long haul, as it were. Hopefully I don't eat these words and this series like crashes out and I stop making episodes. But I don't plan to stop making episodes. It just happens, you get busy sometimes. Like I did a few attempts at like a solo series in Minecraft before on this channel, but one of them was a hardcore and I didn't get very far in that, and then the other was a solo, and I lost track of time. I got busy, and then that Minecraft account that I played that series on, like I lost the details for it, so I couldn't log back in and continue it. When I did hop back on ready to do more, I couldn't. So yeah, it's just always an excuse, isn't there? I mean, is there iron? Oh, there's coal as well. Nice. Put some torches up. I say we stay down here until the torches run out, I guess. I think that's a good sort of like benchmark to like go home, right? Okay, and then isn't there coal? Yeah, there's coal up there. Nice. What fuck? They call me a parkour master. Even though they fucking do not, because I'm anything but. Yeah, I said but. I'm so funny. Yeah, we'll grab this and then we'll find our way back if we can. If we haven't got lost in the caves like I usually do. We're already making good progress on the coal front, which is nice. I still don't know what the fuck I'm meant to do with copper. I know that like copper golems are a thing now, and then the lightning rods are apparently have a use. I honestly just don't know. I have a feeling the lightning rod thing is more of a redstone jobby, and I just... Okay, and then I think I came from this way, didn't I? I think so. Yeah. Oh, there's an Endermane. Hey, Endermane. You want to tussle? Oh, careful! Don't let him hit you, Zach, because he takes hearts, and I'm not even at full health. Nice. I do want to try and grab as many ender pearls as possible, because I do want to fight the ender dragon at some point here. I don't know when or how we're going to do that, but it will happen eventually. That's my target, is to complete the game. But I know that that isn't as far as the game goes. Like, you still have other stuff to do, like a woodland mansion. There's an underwater temple with like guardians you've got to do. And some of these things I have done before in the game, but it has been a great many years since. So stuff like the ender dragon and the underwater guardian and the wither, those are things that I haven't really done in this game in an extremely long time, so it will be like so it will be like me experiencing it for the first time again. Was there coal up there, or was it just, did I just imagine it? I think I just imagined it. Oh well. Nice. Oh, hello. You have good pathing, sir, or at least you did before you started humping the wall. Having fun. Need to get it out your system. Weird. Hell yeah. And I think this was the way back, wasn't it? Looks like it. I don't see any more coal, and I'm not desperate for iron, though I feel like I might be in the future. This is where I came from, right? Pretty sure. Let me just do this. Then I can... Bang. Here where I was. Great. And I think I got all of the rest in this area, so I'll just go to one of the other tunnels. Already we've actually managed to negate the coal issue, but I know that coal doesn't really last. That's always been my problem, is I've only like managed to mine like the bare minimum that I need. Oh, my pickaxe is nearly broke. I need to sort that out probably soon. I'll go make more pickaxes in a sec. One of the other things that I want to do, possibly today, is make that staircase a thing down to the mines. Like, not like the mine entrance. Like, I know that I said I wanted to make like a proper like cave entrance to make it look more like a mine shaft going down into these like staircase down. But I don't want to do that today. That's a future project. But right now, I guess I could like put the stairs down, so at least it's easier for me to run down. Alright, I'll make another pick, I guess. Alright, let's take some of this up to the surface. I'll leave the logs because I'll need those. Let's make me pick. Oh wait, I have them here. Let's make staircases here. Do it as we go. Why not, indeed? There we go. At least then it's easier to come up and down. Cool. And in fact, of course it's raining. And in fact, I'm gonna I'm going to head down a little bit further and place a few more of these stairs as we go. Just because I can. I'll do it down to the level 12 that I did as well. It's like, should be here, right? There it is. Nice. Cool. Wait. And there goes my pick. Great. Alright, well. Let's hope I don't misplace a stair, otherwise we'll actually be here forever trying to get the stair unfucked because we don't have any other pick. Oh god, this goes up so far. It'll be worth it. It'll mean that travelling up and down this mine will be multitudes easier, which is exactly what we need. We need it to be easier. Otherwise it'll just be jump, 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 stamina, go bye-bye. Oh, that's not going to be enough. Oh, it might just be enough stairs. Bro, that's actually really good. I got very lucky with that. Okay, let's put those in there and then we'll head up to the surface. Sick. Do that. Nice. Wow, it's like misty up here. The rain looks all atmospheric. How exciting. Okay. I love the sort of skylight that we have. Our house does look pretty sick these days. Our house. In the middle of our street. Bang. And then the flint goes in here. Random shiz. Yeah. And the iron ore I'll just put in there for now. And then ender pearls in mob poop. Okay, I think we just make more tools real quickly. That was a really good branch mine already. 1, 2, 3. I'll make that many pickaxes. And then we'll just make a lot of sticks. Bang. 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 Sweet. That'll do. That's about enough. Because I don't want to be down in the mines forever, but it's a good idea to... Okay, I'm good. I need to start using this staircase. There's a reason I built it. Hell yeah. I mean, it's not symmetrical, but as I said before, it doesn't need to be symmetrical. It just needs to look... It needs to be functional, you know? And luckily for me, it is. I might also make the headroom a little bit easier to access. At some point I do want to make this area down here a bit more nicer. Like I want to make the stairs maybe double wide, and I do want to also add like a minecart system down into this little sort of cave area. Maybe not down these tunnels, but like at least down the stairs, make like a minecart, and then have like a minecart chest. Because I did collect all of those rails, the powered and like detector rails from the mine shaft that we found a few episodes back. So that's something I do want to do at some point here. There's a lot of stuff that I do want to do, and actually, you know what I can do? I might put that on the to-do list at some point because I have a to-do list up near the base. Right. And just as I go along these tunnels, I'm gonna grab the coal as we go because obviously I branch mined, so why not? But I like kind of passed by most of the coal to grab on camera, which is why we're here. Yeah, we're already in good shape. That's always good. It's good. Nice. Yeah, so I think there's something nice about, because I've always thought to I'm gonna have a coffee real quick. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely milky latte. Yeah, one of the things... Minecraft was always a big game for... Okay, so at least we know that this ends up here. Cool, right, I guess we'll go down the other tunnel. That's all the coal picks clean. It's funny the habits you get into when you're younger and how you still fall into those habits when you grow up. Like I still feel like branch mining is quite a fun, like quite a fun, relaxing, therapeutic thing to do. Like I also kind of like doing just like digging out these gravel indents. You know, I'm going to use my other iron pick for this, just because I have enchantments on the other one. I don't on this one, so I'd much sooner have this one break first. It doesn't really matter because it will break eventually. I don't plan on like repairing it, but I mean, I do like doing this because sometimes there are good stuff behind these gravel veins. Sometimes there aren't, but I think one time earlier in the series I did dig through all this gravel type things, and there were diamonds behind them. And I know there won't be at this level, which is like level 61, but it's always nice to check, isn't it? Just put these in here. Hell yeah. And then this tunnel also had a shit ton of coal, which we'll just grab as well. But I always thought of this, you know, like it's funny how like this seems like it to be more and more. I feel this like a universal experience that as an adult, the things that you enjoy hobby-wise or just like things to like your interests are always things that you discovered and connected with when you were a child, and you discovered them when you thought that everything that you didn't understand was more interesting and special than anything else. And I guess what I mean by that is when it comes to either Minecraft for me, or what other interests do I have, like heavy music or just music in general. Like I'm very much into like most genres of music, but where I really like my music is on the heavier side, so like rock and like heavy metal, industrial and punk rock and all that stuff. So, but I discovered that stuff when I was young, when I didn't understand it. I'm like, oh, this is music that I've been told I shouldn't like because it's bad for you, which means I'm gonna figure out what it is and I'm gonna make that in my entire personality. And another of those things is video games. Video games, it's crazy now that how kids these days being raised by parents who grew up with video games, because video games have been a thing since like culturally, like a phenomenon since like 80s maybe, but they really are like, well, it became like a popular thing among kids in like the 90s, right, when consoles became more common. Did I come from this way? I did, so it's this way. No more coal, good. So kids naturally gravitate towards things they don't understand, and they end up forcing themselves to understand it, and then they end up growing an affinity to it, which for me was music and video games, and to an extent like TV and film, which is why that became like my career path for a while. But I always just found it quite interesting that as an adult, it's the whole argument of like your brain starts to solidify when you turn 25, I think is the age, which is crazy to me because that's how old I am, which is creepy to think that I'm already at the point where my brain is starting to solidify, and this is the age where I'll start to be set in my ways. And I joke about the whole old man shouting at clouds joke that apparently I'm turning into with all the things that I like, and how old Minecraft ain't like new Minecraft, you know. It's always quite fun to think about it like that, but it's also quite scary because growing up, every birthday felt so far apart, and then in the last like 5 years, and maybe this COVID has something to do with this, time just seems to like speed up faster and faster with every passing year. So it's just kind of wild. Oh, that's a carrot! Gimme! Oh, guys! A fucking carrot! Yes! Yes! We needed that! I'm so glad we went into this mine. Hey, zombie. You gonna drop potatoes? And then I'll really be happy, Zaki. Oh, there's another carrot. Alright, well, don't need two. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Are you gonna drop a potato for me? I know that zombies like to drop potatoes sometimes. No cigar. Ow. You're mean. That you missed. Nice. We'll do a little bit of caving. Well, you know, as we've got it here and we just got carrots, I feel kind of happy now that we have carrots. Okay, been up there. It looks to be light as water. Okay. Here's I'll go back. But I just find that so freaky that I'm at the age now where your brain starts to solidify. And I guess what people mean by that is the things that you like and the people that you hang out with and the opinions you have start to solidify. Like when you're younger, as I was saying, your opinions and your thoughts and feelings constantly change. Like your identity is in flux a lot more of the time the younger you are, which is why it's said that kids are so much more impressionable. And I guess that's the thing. Like, I was a very impressionable kid, so when I was discovering when YouTube became a thing in like 2010 or 2009 or whatever, that was considered not very good for me, which is why my first YouTube channel that I made, it was made under a different alias. Like, it was made under someone who, like, it was made under a username which doesn't resemble my identity at all because of how cautious my parents were, and I should have been at that age as well, with showing like yourself online, your identity online, all that scary stuff that the people used to be afraid of the internet. Now we have these things called brick cards and personal IDs, and like it's crazy how the world has changed. Thinking about it, how we used to get told to don't show your face on the internet, don't get in cars with strangers, and now we have these things called Ubers, and we have these things called personal IDs or digital IDs or whatever. It's just crazy how the world has basically gone back on itself hypocritically. Wait, did I come from up there? Where did I come from? Was it up there? No, it wasn't, was it? Was it this way? Ouch. I think it was this way? Yeah, this is it. Oh, my sense of direction's so good sometimes. Sometimes it's awful though. Like it was literally an entire episode filmed, which was just me getting lost in caves for the entire time. I've been here. Maybe this was during the time where I was running out of torches and I was caving. I think I remember this vaguely. At least I can light this place up now, finally. There's no coal though, at least there wouldn't have been around here because I've already been here and I would have picked that clean at this time. I don't see anything. I mean, there's iron I may as well grab. There we go. And up we get. Yeah, I think that's just always kind of fascinated me of how different the world is now versus when I was growing up and you were told all these different no-nos, that now all caution has been thrown to the wind for certain things. Can you fuck off? The underwater caves I do not have any love for, I'll be honest. Like, a lot of things about these cave updates that we're experiencing right now are quite cool. Underwater caves is not one of them. Those are a pain in my neck for the best of times. Cool. Well, let's get back to the strip mine. Is there any more coal? No, there's not. I didn't see any more. What was I saying? Yeah, so kids are very, very impressionable, but when you get to a certain age... Oh, there we go. There's more coal. You kind of... The opinions you have and the sort of social circles you have, they do start to solidify and your personality starts to set. Which I just find quite scary that I'm at that age now. Because it's not like the second puberty thing where it's like you're afraid of like things changing about you physically. It's much different than that. It's like at this age you hypothetically need to know what you're doing in your life now, and I fucking do not. I do not know what I'm doing in my life, partially because of how the world is at the moment and how backwards society seems to be compared to how it used to be, as described, with how we used to always be so careful with what we tell about ourselves on the internet and all this other shit, and now we just don't give a fuck. We just willy-nilly have these online presences, like that's just a given, and it is quite a dystopia to think about. It's a very Black Mirror-esque idea, but it's very, very true, and Speaking of Black Mirror, I'm at a point where I'm quite a predictable person, which I don't like. I don't like people predicting things about me, and then that ends up being true, you know, because I'm into like shows, like anthology-based shows, like Doctor Who is one of them. I also used to like Rick and Morty a lot when that was like hot shit for the internet and like pop culture. And Community is another one, bit anthology. But Black Mirror was always a show that passed me by. Same with American Horror Story, actually. But they're both shows that I definitely really like now. But they're shows that I deliberately avoided watching because everyone told me that I'd like them. And it's that typical like stubborn thing. It's like, well, you're telling me to watch it, so I'm not going to now. When in actuality, I will enjoy it, and I would have enjoyed it when I watched it when I was first recommended it. But it's that classic stubbornness of like, the more you're told about something, the less you feel inclined to watch it because everybody's telling you to. You know, it's really weird. Human brain is crazy. I think I've already been down here, haven't I? Yeah, I don't need to. I'll grab this iron, and then we'll head back to the coal venture that we were on. Will we, or are we going to be stuck down here forever? Okay. Oh God. What? Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I guess it's just it's interesting to look back on where you've come from, and also it looks like we're at the end of the mine. Speaking of where we come from, I think we've reached the end of the branch mine that I was doing because we're up at the surface. It's kind of cool. We have these sort of catacombs beneath my base. One of the coolest things that I'm so fascinated about is like the horrors beneath our feet. So I love like these online creepypastas. I'm not really a Reddit user. I don't really like Reddit as like a site, but one of the things that I do online is I go on this subreddit called r/nosleep, and it's basically this creepypasta site where people just get to be creative and they write their homemade horror stories like written out, and that's often a breeding ground for independent authors to brush up on their skills of storytelling. And I think what's so fun about that formula is you can really get stuck in, and like one of the coolest things about it is that you can, like the way that like one of the only rules regarding this subreddit is if you're writing a story, the only rule is you've got to try and make it immersive. You've got to write it in universe, in the sense that you've got to write it as if you're doing a diary log on the subreddit for readers to be immersed in what feels like a true story that they're reading before their very eyes. And I just find that so fun. One of the best no sleep stories is the Left Right game, but I also really like I forget what it's called, but it's I keep counting my staircase and there keeps being more stairs every time. I forget what the title of it is, but it's a really fun one. But there's a lot of fun ones on there. But yeah, I think that's a good spot to end it because we actually managed to accomplish our mission. We actually got quite a lot of coal from that. So what we'll do is we'll do a bit more stuff off camera and more mining. But maybe that's for another day. So for now, I think we're going to wrap this episode up here. Thank you very much for tuning in on this one, guys. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.